The hubbub surrounding the Switch 2 reveal has finally died down, and now we're all just kind of settling in for the couple month wait before the big reveal with all the games and everything, when the generation really, it doesn't technically start until the system comes out, but at least at that time, it's going to feel like we're really rolling. Right now, we're still kind of running on fumes here, just going off of that teaser. The overall jubilation of such an event, the initial hype has died down. And so now we are stuck with our questions. The questions that we know are not going to be answered for a little while. And you know what? One of those questions pertains to something about the system itself. Not necessarily the Joy-Cons, but the system itself. We know that the Joy-Cons attach magnetically sideways, and I really can't wait. Even with the original Switch, I just couldn't wait to play with the sliding on and the clicking. And now I can't wait to just get my hands on it and just see how it works. It seems very satisfying. It seems a lot less prone to failure. It looks really nice, and I really want to get my hands on those Joy-Cons. But it is true that through all of this, through the whole demonstration that we saw in the reveal trailer, it is hard not to notice that when you take the Joy-Con off the side, both of them, it leaves behind this kind of big, sticky outy connector thing, and it's a little bit surprising. I wouldn't think that such a thing would be necessary. I don't know. I kind of thought they would come up with a way to make these things a little bit more flush. It really feels like it connects so deeply into the system. I wouldn't think that you would need these deep kind of connections. I don't know, you think they would just connect at the ends or just in some more shallow way. And yet, when you take that Joy-Con off, there's this thing that's really sticking out. And, I will admit, it does make me slightly nervous. Just seeing that, just seeing any kind of thing. It's the connector is just bare. It's just sticking out completely. There's this fear that if you damage that connector, if it bumps on something and snaps off or even scrapes or whatever, that it could render your Switch console unable to connect to your Joy-Cons, or at least by docking onto the system. You'll always be able to do it wirelessly, but they charge using the system. That's how you charge them. It's how you connect them quickly and easily and seamlessly. It would be a real shame to not be able to just slap the Joy-Cons on there. So there is a worry there. It is strange because the whole entire rest of the system and all of its design, it seems so sleek. It's so streamlined, the Switch itself was pretty cool, but they've had so long to just rethink it and streamline it and upgrade it and make everything that much more sleek and easy and reliable. And so that little connector sticking out, it's quite the eyesore. It's really surprising. It really does not mesh with the rest of the design, and I guess I just have to assume that it was necessary. Something about the Joy-Con technology. No, we really need it to connect right there. There needs to be a little chip connecty thing that slots into the Joy-Con right there for whatever reason. Apparently, that's the way it has to be. Otherwise, Nintendo would have done something else. I don't know, maybe it would have been too expensive. They could have, but they didn't want to. I really don't know, but this is the way that it be. So I see some people expressing concern over this, and I don't think it's necessarily unwarranted to have some concern. Nintendo is certainly not perfect, and the Switch generation did show that their hardware can be prone to failure or failing in just some way, difficulties, damage, wear and tear, all that stuff. So it's certainly not impossible that this could become a problem. However, I would like to say I think there's more reason to not worry than there is to worry. You know, I mean, like on, for starters, like I said, they've had a lot of time to do R&D on this. They've been working on this for a long time, and if they have decided that this is probably going to be okay, maybe it's going to be okay. We also have to consider that even though it sticks out, it still seems to be more or less like flush with the side of the console. Like it lives. My alarm's going off. Hold on. Where's this alarm? You don't control me. You don't control me, phone. Get out of here. Get out of here. Technology. It's ruining our lives. The sides of the console really do have a pretty deep divot in them where the Joy-Cons go in, and it doesn't stick out beyond that point. So I think it's a lot less likely that you're going to be just like moving the console and bump it into something. You know, it seems to be more or less kind of protected in that little groove. There's also the fact that I'm at least imagining myself and the way that I might use a Switch at any given time. I can't really see a situation where I have the Joy-Cons detached and I'm really moving the system around a lot. You know what I mean? It's probably going to be like just propped up on the table in front of me. I'm not moving it around. I'm not using this thing as a tablet. Like, sure, there are like some Switch games where you like take the system itself and do stuff with it. Mario Party, where you're like connecting the whatevers together. If they make another Labo where you're like sticking it on a thing, I don't know. But for the most part, though, I'm not doing anything with this thing. It really is just gonna sit there. And I'm already going to be rather protective of this thing. And if I'm really carrying it around, the Joy-Cons are on it. I'm using the and it's completely protected at all times. So there's kind of another reason not to really worry about it too much. And then there could be more that we don't know. I suppose if there was any sort of like movement, like functionality in this little thing, it's the idea that like, what if it like slots in? What if you could like push it in and click it or something to like get rid of it for a bit until you're ready to use it? Or what if it's like wiggly? What if it's got some give? I don't know. I feel like they probably would have showed off that kind of functionality in the trailer, probably, at least if it pushed in. So it's probably not super duper likely, but at this point, not technically impossible. It is also technically possible that even if this thing is kind of exposed and there is no real way to protect it, I don't know, what if it's sturdy? You know, I don't know. What if it's like, I don't know, as long as like most of it gets in there, as long as you haven't scraped off too much of the little connector, it'll probably be okay. Maybe it is just sturdier than it looks. You know, you see that connector, you see it sticking out, that kind of image, connectors, like we worry about them, because even just like my phone where I plug it in, I worry about the inside, like getting too scratched, because it's scary. It's a scary idea. You mess up one connector and you can potentially render an entire device like worthless. So like seeing that exposed part, it's like a body part being exposed, you know, it's just like that's a part, it's supposed to be on the inside, but it's on the outside, and I'm scared that I'm gonna hurt it. But yeah, maybe it's not as sensitive and delicate as we're afraid it'll be. I don't know. At the same time, though, technically it is a possibility that we get the thing, and it is very delicate, and a lot of people do mess them up, and they do break, and they do make it so that you just can't attach your Joy-Con anymore. I don't really know. I really don't think that's that likely, but technically at this point, everything is possible, and it really is one of those just gotta wait and see kind of things. Is this going to be a problem? It is funny to imagine that throughout, you know, the 8 years of the Switch generation, they have all this time to make the Switch 2, and they fix like everything. You know, the Joy-Con drift, not even a thing anymore. Look, new way to attach the Joy-Cons to the system. You don't have to worry about them getting loose anymore. The systems themselves, maybe we won't have any early, because, you know, early in the Switch's life, you had people with like bricked systems, and there were just like little things here and there. If you attach the little like grip things the wrong way, they're like impossible to get. Like, there were all these little problems. You'll see the compilations on YouTube or whatever. What if they fixed all of that? And there's none of that awkward growing pain, early hardware, all that stuff, all those problems. except this. Except this one horrible design flaw. It would be, I don't know, I guess it would be kind of funny in its own way. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Oh, was that it though? Was that really the last thing to talk about, you know? Hardware reveal, you know, just like details about the system. Was that it? No, that wasn't it. You know what? I actually, no. No, I've got some videos coming up. They'll be main channel. That's it for Topic Arlo. That's it for like the easy stuff. I can just kind of, we can just kind of chat about, kind of blab about for a bit. But no, I've got some stuff coming up. I've got some main channel videos coming about Switch 2. There'll be stuff to talk about. Switch 2 related stuff over the next couple months. Probably. I hope. Oh, as a YouTuber, I dearly, dearly hope.